What's up with y'all? Back at it again. Knife Talk Podcast, episode 2, with my big brother Elijah Quinn. We out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Out here just trying to catch these vibes, you know. Me and him came along, got together not too long ago. We just met each other, you know, not too long ago. This year, by the way, I never met him before.
Super Bowl?
What?
Super Bowl?
Yeah, it was Super Bowl.
That's when I met you. You met LeVar first.
Yeah, I met you that day. And then I met LeVar like a little before that. No. It wasn't Super Bowl. It was another time, bro, because LeVar made food.
Yeah, he had told me y'all linked up.
Yeah, you came a little later that night.
It was something. Yeah, it was something. But
either way, bro.
Anyways.
Like, yeah, man. I just met this man about some odd months ago this year.
Yeah,
Never met him before, bro. You know, I lived in another city. He lived all the way out here in Las Vegas. I lived like 6 hours away, but never knew him, you know, because mom, dad, you know how that shit goes. We ain't even finna get into all that, but
maybe later.
Maybe in a minute, but like, yeah, bro. But yeah, bro. So shit, how does it feel though, like knowing that you had a brother, you know, 6 hours away that you really didn't know, but when you met him, it felt like you did know him.
It's definitely crazy, bro. Cause it's like I always I knew about you, and I knew about my other siblings.
Yeah.
But like obviously it was just me and my brother LeVar.
Exactly.
Growing up, and then honestly, you the last one I've met.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't met none of them in person. You the only one I met in person, but you the last one I spoke to, and it's crazy that we got in contact and you living out here, and it's like, man, it's crazy because it's like I was just saying, like it's like we would be friends even if we wasn't brothers, and so being brothers, it's like it just makes it cooler, and we get along, and we into a lot of the same shit. So it's like, man, that's crazy. Like,
yeah,
where my brother been this whole time, it's like, fuck. But,
and I was kind of thinking that, like, the same thing. Like, what if we would have like linked up like sooner? Like,
yeah, who
like,
knows, bro?
The time we would have been on, because like it sounds like you for a while already been like on the same time as me, you know. And I, like about 4 years, like, see, the mindset I've always had it since like I was like 8 years old. I don't know why, and it wasn't because of my dad or nothing. It was just like when I seen something, I remember what I seen, and like I knew like I just wanted to be in that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, like I always knew like there was something better for me, bro. So that's why like I'm not giving up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I'm over here shooting this. Like it took me a while to hop on this. You know what I'm saying? The podcast and getting the content going and things like that, because it's just that those insecurity problems that you have mentally. But besides all that, what I'm trying to get to is it probably would have been a little bit easier, you know, had a brother like you know what I'm saying, who was on the same time.
Grew up together, did the shit, like grew up doing the stuff together, and then we would have had to found, I mean, shit, you 23, I'm 26, we could have been on this for 20 years already.
Because this is one thing where I'm from, like, they're not on this. And I feel like there wasn't a lot of people I was associated with on this. That's why I moved to Vegas in the first place. And, you know, that's why lately I've been starting to get back right with God and stuff like that. And I think like that was just his plan, you know what I'm saying? He showed me things I didn't need, so I knew what to look for in the future. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm like, I didn't need none of that stuff, but like I know what I want now. And what I want really, like I realize in life, is just like I want to help the world. I want to help people. You know, it's bigger than me. I no more care about myself. I'm very like, I used to be very selfish and things like that, you know what I'm saying? But that's coming from where I'm from, you know. Out there it's very selfish. Exactly. It's the environment. It's like no one out there, we wasn't talking about making money. Like I was talking about making money.
And everybody else was like,
talking about where we going to party.
Nigga, you killing the vibe. Like it's like,
like what?
But it's like, nigga, nah, this is the vibe. Like,
this is the vibe. Like that's why I told you before we finna come up here, vibe and have a conversation, because you know, like I had to realize that this is fun. Like even though it takes work to put all this up, but this is fun, bro. Because at the end of the day, we're creating. I knew as soon as I started editing that after I was done editing and I put it all together, I felt satisfied. And I'm like, whoa, like, cause I looked at it, I'm like, damn, who the fuck I think I am? You feel me? Making my first edits, I'm like,
it give you like that sense of purpose. Like it's like I tell people this all the time. Like even though like we talking about, we got big dreams and want to be, you know, the biggest motherfuckers in the world, but it's like taking that first step it's so like gratifying and fulfilling, and you're like, man, I'm really doing it. Like, and it gives you like I tell people this all the time, like it's better than like any drug you could do, bro. It's like for me, I make music, so like making a song that I truly love and fuck with, it's like, oh my God. I was like, bro, I'm really doing this shit. I'm like, I could be one of them niggas. It gets you hype, bro.
But that's the thing about it is you can, and we all can. You know, and that's the thing. Like, sometimes I get insecure because I'm not, like, in that position, bro. You know what I'm saying? But but that's how you get to the position.
Exactly.
Because people also love the growth.
They do. But that's the hard part to show, because that's one thing that's hard with me. So, like, you know, shit, we'll get into it since we don't really know too much about each other. Like, growing up, I was always like I used to have like mad anger problems when I was little, so like everybody was like, oh, Eli cool, but he be spazzing sometimes, so like I was always kind of like, you know, the little outcast and shit. So I had a lot of insecurities into getting into this shit and doing this, and it's like doing it is opening me up and making me better type shit. But just to get past that first hurdle of doing shit, and like I know, like that's the crazy thing about it. Like, you know everything too, so it's like we already know. It's like the insecurities, this, that. You know it going into it, but then when you finally doing it, you're like, fuck, like shit, I'm really about to put this out. Like, people really about to see me doing this shit. Is this shit cool? Is it not? Da 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 da. Like you saying, like being in that space, it's like everybody who's where we want to be has went through this before. So it's like you just gotta use that to push through. But it's tough sometimes, bro. But shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
we gonna make it.
But it's like growing up, like how was it, like, you know, you not having dad around and things like that? Like, how did that make you feel? Like, and then him like trying to come later into your life.
It was a little bit weird, honestly. Like, you know, and no disrespect to him, but like I feel like it actually worked out better him not being there, type shit. And I think that's why me and him beef. The little bit of interaction that we do is because, like, I've realized it lately. Like even the last time we talked, you was like, you just like that nigga. Like, and that's probably why. It's probably we the same. But nah, man, I always wanted more. So like I said, I was always kind of like the outcast type shit. So, like, my dream growing up was like, I just want money so I can get away from people. But now I was like, nah, I want the money so I could
be with your people.
Yeah, be with my people. But just not having them there, it wasn't too crazy. Like, you know, a lot of people don't have they parents in their life, so it didn't feel weird. And the first time I talked to him was like in like 7th grade. He called randomly. My mom was like, guess who called today? And I was like, grandma, grandpa. She's like, dad. I was like, what's a dad? Like, what the fuck is dad? Type shit. Talked to him a couple times. Then MIA again. And then we didn't meet in person until right before LeVar graduated. Then he flew out for LeVar's graduation. And that's the only time we've met in person. He ended up staying with us for a few months. But me and him was knocking heads the whole time, and then nigga left again, type shit.
Yeah, but, you know, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, when I was having a conversation with him, like, I would have to tell him, like, because we would talk, because I talk to dad still. I don't care, bro. Like, that's not the past. Like, he can say anything he wants, but just like you said, not everyone has their parents. Yeah. So, like, I'm lucky I just have him right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, me just having him right now, I don't care if he fucked up in the future. Past is a past, bro. Exactly. As long as he's trying to fix now. If anything, he helped now with, like, getting the camera and shit like that. Right. So, you know, he's paying his dues, but, like, it was still not justified. But I had to learn to just forgive him, you know what I'm saying? Fair. So, like, I can just grow as a person.
Grow and not have that on you.
And what I've been doing with him, like today, like, I had a conversation with him, and I'm like, yeah, like, why don't you, like, he's over here, like, saying how, like, we feel entitled. Yeah. Like, when we're, like, you say, you fucking like, this nigga, what? This nigga, I said, hold on. I said, did you just hear what you said, bro? And I told him I was going to come on the podcast and say this with you because I wanted to get your opinion. Yeah. Because he said we're entitled because his dad was worse to him and he's better than his dad. He's better to us than his dad was to him. he's saying, but he still wasn't a good
yeah,
dad. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
right,
how are
nigga.
we entitled?
Nah.
Like, what did we do to ever be entitled? We didn't ask for you to fucking bring us into this world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, bro, you should have been there for all your kids. And then, you know, I'm sorry, and I don't even want to out him like this, but this is like a real problem.
I mean, it's just life.
It's just life, and that's what I was trying to tell him. Like, you know? Bro, like he was talking about how many baby mamas he has. Like, that's not my problem.
Yeah.
You had 4 baby
that's
mamas.
You.
That's your fault.
Yeah,
be a man and handle that shit.
It don't matter if you was young. There's plenty of like shit. We was all that age and we didn't do it type shit. Maybe we learned from him. So like I'll give him his props for that. But as far as the entitlement thing, like you said, like forgiving and shit like that, I forgave him because like I said, like I felt like it was better that he wasn't there.
Exactly. I feel the same way too, because
so,
we might have. That's what's crazy about me and my dad. We lived in the same city, but didn't see each other a lot.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's not like I was always with him, because he was with his other baby mamas and shit like that. You know, so that's where he knows that shit too. You feel me? So he had his time with everyone to his all of his kids. You know what I'm saying? At one point, but it's like, bro, like, it's your fault why your kids don't want to talk to you. They, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to see you because you did it to them. Like, it's not our fault that you did that shit. Like, if you want to make it better, you got to be better. And like, and he's telling me this, right? Yeah. Like, you guys are entitled. Like, I should be feeling disrespected, but it's not that, bro. We all, and that's why I think you and Elijah and LeVar, you and LeVar should like just, you know, what's up, how you doing? Like, you don't even have to have no deep conversation. Just hey, how you doing? Because like you say, ain't nobody have their parents. Like, you might not have when you grown up, but now we got cell phones, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just good, bro. Like, you only get one dad. You feel me? We only get one mom.
Exactly.
And regardless of them not being there, if you got a chance to just even be in touch with them, you should keep that touch. You know what they got going on. We not same shit. Like, not every day, not every week. And, you know, like every couple months. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? I tell him, like, I wish they would do that for you. And I wanted to tell you and them that too, because I was the same way. Like, nah, fuck that nigga. Like, fuck all that, bro. But it's like, shit, bro. We only live one time, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not. I rather like, if I do have kids, them know they granddad, because then I'm just repeating the cycle, ain't I?
Yeah, that's another thing. I don't know nobody on this side of the family. Like, I don't know my aunts, my uncles, my grandma, nothing. But like how you was talking about the entitlement. It's like what I say. I already. It's not that I don't fuck with him. I haven't forgiven him and shit. It's more so like you said, we grown now, so it's like, you need to make yourself better. And it's like, I done gave him the time. Like, shit, when I was doing my bar, like, he done did stuff for me too. Like, so he used to, like, especially when he had his clothing brand, like, he was sending me LeVar shit. You know, when I did my barber and shit, he made my my custom cape for all that shit. And that's back when I was in college, and we was talking more so when we stopped. Well, we ended off is, you know, I think I already told you the story, but, you know, he does stuff too. So he's doing music. He wanted me to come over here and move out to him. I'm like, all right, nigga, like,
you talking.
At the end of the day, you my dad, but at the end of the day, I don't know you. I'm grown already, type shit.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. He's still trying to teach, and he'll try to do that same shit to me where he thinks I'm a child. I
am your child, but
I'm your child, and I'm always gonna be your baby, whatever. But I'm a grown man now.
Grown type shit, and so it's like now, it's like the relationship need to be a little bit more mutual. So it's like, you know, I'm giving you that respect as a father, but also give me the respect as your son and a man now. Because now we men type shit. So it's like, yeah, I'm your son, but you wasn't there for that. So it's like, so now we got to have this relationship as men. And then, you know, yeah, we family. So that'll happen too. But so that's kind of like why we don't talk as much, because we got into it. And I felt like he was just, you know, it was just a little disrespectful. I probably did my shit too. I'm not gonna act like I was perfect.
For sure. But listen, difference between you and him is that you're growing right now. You're like, you were probably younger than you are now, and he's a grown ass man. You're his son. He should be coming at you as a father, not as a son, like not as a little boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a little boy now. He should know what's going on, and you know what I'm saying?
And it's coming to me like I'm his son and a man, and also it's like, I didn't do nothing in this situation. So it's like, you're the one who needs to make right. I'm over here bending my back for you, but what have you done for me? Like, and it's not like, no disrespect, but like, now we're men, so like, now you could start from here and start building it. But if you ain't done nothing to like
but it's
correct
like,
anything,
don't try to direct me.
Yeah, type shit. And now you want to come in, big man, boss me around,
exactly.
shit like that.
And that's what I have.
That's what's not gonna happen. So then when I say, hey, bro, like, you know, this, like, you called me on this shit, asking me for him. How you gonna try to get all sideways with me? That's how it was. But you know, like I said, like, I'm grown. I ain't got no ill will. But the type of person I am is like, if shit ain't working for me right now, I'm not about to sit here and waste my energy in doing that, because, you know, I'm trying to do music. I'm doing this podcast with you. I had another podcast. I'm doing videos. I'm doing all this other shit. It's like, I don't have time to be chasing you for, like, yeah, I would love to have that relationship with my dad, but it's like, I don't got time to be sitting here and chasing it, because I'm trying to make myself better and build my life. So it's like, the way I look at it, and unless you are willing to fit into that and do the changes that you need on your end, I'm not going to stress about it. I'm going to worry about me, and then when I get to a better situation, have more time, maybe I'll come back to it. But, like, that's kind of how I left it now. So, like, you know, if he hit me up and we talk, like, it's cool. I ain't got no ill will, but it's just, like, you know, having that mutual respect. Yep. Like, yeah, you my dad, I'm your son, but we men now. So
like you said back a little earlier ago when you were saying, like, I'm a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're men now. Like, you're a man, I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's what it is now. Yep. Like, you fucked up. You didn't have me when I was a little boy and you were the man. Now we're both men. You know what I'm saying? We're both men. Like, you can't come at me no more like I'm a little boy. I got my own crib. You can't
hold me to the standard that you didn't hold yourself to.
Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got your own crib now. I got my own crib now. We're living our own lives now. You can't come in and try to, like, be somebody who you wasn't before. You know.
Exactly. I mean, you can, but it's just like the way you do it. Like, you can't.
It's exactly.
You're not gonna come in and
you're not gonna
little
boy me.
Exactly, and that's especially like, so me and my dad beefed over music, because our dad does music as well, which is crazy. That's why, like, sometimes I be hating I do music, because I'm like, damn, I just like this nigga.
But that's what's crazy. Yeah, you just like him. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, that's probably why we.
And that's why I said, like, you only got one dad, bro.
Yeah, but it's like with that shit, it's like, yeah, you do music too, but I'm equally as versed in it, and I put in my time. And I know what I'm doing as well. So it's like, you can't be, well, I've been doing this since before you was born. All right, cool. Well, we still on the same playing field, though.
I'm sorry. Because, like, if they would know, like, we're laughing, but, like, if they would know how he sounds and how he talks, like, they would be like, oh, yeah, these motherfuckers are right. Like,
yeah.
Like, so I'm not just trying to, like, bash him or anything like that. But,
that's
like,
the thing.
It's
I ain't
facts,
trying to bash
bro.
Like,
it's complete facts.
Yeah.
And
we just telling the story. We ain't trying to badmouth that nigga or nothing. That's just, it's just how shit was, bro. So that's
exactly. And I'm saying this because my whole thing about helping the world is by this. Deleting the stereotypes. You know what I'm saying? That black men are deadbeat dads, they're fucking criminals, they're fucking all these fucking things, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they're not. They were just put in the wrong places, in the wrong environments to be successful and to be in the right position. So was I. So that's one of my big home movements, you know what I'm saying? But
I'm on the same thing. Like, my big goal is, like, good business, doing things for the culture, for everybody, because like you said, we all get a bad rap just for being black. So it's like, let's do this right. And even niggas know too. This one thing I want to change when it comes to business. Like, niggas know when they go to a black-owned business, they be like, niggas don't run shit right. Like, and a lot of, I hate to say it, but we all know we don't try to support the brothers, but the brothers don't be doing this shit right. So I want to change that. So it's like, nah, we know what we doing. Like, boom,
well,
boom, boom, boom.
since we switching the gears right now, what do you just think about, like, the culture, bro? Like, what do you have to say about the culture, black culture, you know, and the culture that it made?
The one problem I have with it is, like, well, let me not get this wrong. I ain't bashing black culture. I love black culture. We black, obviously, type shit. Yeah. So we are part of the culture.
I fucking love being black.
Facts.
I don't
care.
care.
Like, facts. But one thing I hate is I feel like we do ourselves a disservice in this culture. We make ourselves look worse a lot of times. Damn. And I think because like one, that's what sold for so many years, and we know the history, especially like in entertainment type shit. Like back in the days, all the record labels they wanted niggas to put out, you know, the hard shit to make us look bad and put in the liquor stores in the community and this and that. So, but it seems like nowadays we buy into it a lot. Like one thing I've really
like we have to be it.
Yeah, like one thing that's really like struck a nerve with me lately is I've been watching some more shows with my girl, and it's a lot more like black shows type shit because my girl's black as well, so she like all that shit. But like one show, like, and it's a really dope show, so like I'm not taking a shot at the show, but it's called Harlem, and it's like with some black girls, and they doing their stuff and they making money and they moving up and doing their thing. But in that show, it's like they got them popping pills and doing Xannies and doing all this shit. And I'm like,
Netflix?
Yeah, and I'm like, and it's not just that show, so I don't want to just call that show, but I've noticed that in like a lot of black media nowadays, is like they trying to make these cool, oh yeah, we going out, we partying, we popping pills, we doing this and that, and like, you know, I'm not gonna get like hate on anybody for what they do. Like, man, I smoke weed, I drink a little bit, but it's just like I feel like
you essentially do black activity.
Yeah, but I feel like they pushing it and making it seem like that's what you got to do, you know, type shit. So it's like I'm like, this is you know, especially when it comes to like black media, this is important for like the younger generation. And it's the same shit like, you know, back in the 90s, all the music was about killing people, and now people be trying to hate on the young niggas because they're like, oh, they just out here shooting niggas. But it's like, but y'all promoted that for 30 years. Like that's what
some of them boys
on.
didn't even do that shit.
Exactly. A lot of them didn't do that shit, and that's even like me doing music. Like that's one thing that makes me insecure sometimes, which is super like it's so funny and stupid, but me knowing like I'm not from like the streets type shit. Like, you know, I grew up like right next to like, you know, I was born in Sac, so like all my family out there is in the hood type shit, you know. My cousin's banging, my uncle's banging since he was 12 type shit. My uncle and our dad was about to say like, gang,
yes, y'all see
shit.
What we saying though, like we talk like, you know what I'm saying, but it's good though. But keep going, bro.
So it's like, so I know that life, but I was blessed that so I've been in Vegas pretty much my whole life. My mom moved over here when I was like a year and a half, 2 years old. To get away, and one thing that like my uncle instilled with me, who's been, you know, gang member since he was 12, is he used to be in prison when he was young, so he would write us, he draws like dope pictures and shit and send us. But like when he finally came out, he came seeing us and we're this big type shit. He set me and my brother down. He was like, look, if y'all ever do anything that I do, I'll kill you myself. And like, trust me, like I'm scared of my uncle. Like that nigga told me that shit, I was like, yes sir, type shit. Never did that shit. But it's like, so knowing that, it's like I understand all that, but doing music is like they want you to be tough. They want you to be a gangster. They want you to be doing this hood shit. They want you to be spinning the block.
Who wants you though?
It just seemed like that's like the pressure that you get from the outside world, because all the people who popping off.
So the fans.
Yeah.
People who are listening to
a lot of times, and a lot of times, and that's a lot of the things that the industry push too. Oh well, he respected, like even if you look at the old heads, oh well, he really doing this shit. Like that's another thing too. Like we know a lot of people don't really do that shit. They just talk about it. But when they find somebody who really do that shit, like King Von type shit, oh he a real killer, so now we pushing him really because he's solid type shit. But it's like, but then you gonna go talk about like, oh we gotta stop killing each other, but you just like, no disrespect to King Von, love that shit too. But it's facts. Like you putting a murderer up on a platform type shit and making it cool. So now guess what everybody else is doing? Okay, so he just got that respect because he got bodies and he make hard music. Yeah. So I'm gonna go give me some bodies and make some hard music. TK doing the race, like yeah, that shit was popping, but it's like it's shit like that. So me like understanding that life, but not even really being a part of it. It's like trying to find out where I fit in is really hard. But we do have some. But I'll point out the good people like Tyler Creator. He's one of them type shit. You know, like
Tyler the Creator. If you're listening to this, can I interview you one day? Please.
Facts.
Please, bro.
But he's one of the people who is breaking the norm and is like, yeah, you don't gotta be this hard gangster to do this shit. And he's one of the best.
I like sugar. I like sweets.
Yeah, you
I don't like the spicy eats.
That's one thing that's good is I do feel like there are people like I feel like people are starting to understand, like, yeah, you don't got to be this hard gang member. But it's so easy to rap about shit like that, even if you're not from it. That it's like that's what a lot of people.
Yeah,
do,
and
so.
that's a crazy thing too about the culture, because a lot of the culture has to do with rap, right? And one of the things that I ran into someone actually, and that was one of the things he told me, that he couldn't be a rapper because he didn't have nothing to rap about, as in streets. And I said, if that is why you wanted to rap, you shouldn't have never been a rapper.
Facts.
You shouldn't have never even tried.
That's very true, but it is hard type shit because, like, so this is like the line you walk as a musician. It's like, I want to make the music I truly love, but I also want to be heard.
So what music do you truly love? I see your wall right here, and this is some pretty good shit right here. This ain't, I don't know what he's listening to, you know what I'm saying? Some of these niggas is goats. We got fucking J. Cole. We got motherfucking West over there, Kanye, Outkast. Drake. We got Michael fucking Jackson.
I got the same
he's
birthday
in the clip. Y'all see this man.
Yeah.
This man right here, a goat, you know what I'm saying? So, like, when you understand real lyrical music, you know what I'm saying, it's different, you know, it's like, what was he listening to that made him think that, you know what I'm saying? J. Cole don't hop on the beat and just talk about killing. Kendrick Lamar don't just talk about killing. Kanye West don't talk about just killing.
They don't, and that's very
They're
true.
versatile.
But they, and not to say that you gotta talk about that shit to make it to a point, but it's like, you know, we know this day and age and social media and stuff, that's a lot of the shit that's being pushed and really popping. So it's like it's hard to like we all know a million artists that is fucking mad talented, but they ain't doing numbers like Drake. They ain't doing numbers like Dirk. They ain't doing like, so then people is like, yeah, I want to make this real shit, but I'm putting it and putting my heart and soul into it, and it's getting 2 views type shit. Where it's like, you know, like I understand, that's one thing I knew going into music. So like when I drop some shit and it don't perform how I wanted to, I just take it as like, one, I'm also not at that level yet. But
everyone wants to be somebody else.
Everybody does, and it's hard because when you want something and you put in all your energy in it, it is hard to be like, damn, well, like my shit's better than these niggas, but it's not getting the plays. Yeah. But then, like, I did this interesting thing when I first started dropping music. Is like people like I do a lot of different type of stuff, but I do use a lot of auto-tune. So people was just like, so I was making other shit, and then people was like, man, like that auto-tune shit is whack. So I said, cool, I make a Gunna type beat. I call the song Too Much Talent, and just talk about flexing and different shit. The whole song, one of my biggest songs, type shit. So it's like, so y'all telling me y'all don't like this shit, but when I make the exact shit, y'all play it, and that's just like
they don't like the shit that you want them to actually make, but they fuck with the shit that they want to hear. Exactly, and that's how some artists rock. You know what I'm saying? So, they give and that's how the industry works. You got to understand how the industry works. You give the people what they want. If that's what they want, then that's what you got to give it to them.
That's what fucks up a lot of artists, because it's like,
exactly. I was just about to get into
that. that's where I'm at right now. But it's like trying to find my path. So it's like, okay, well, how can I give them what they want, but be true to myself? And it's just, you know, a lot of people don't just have that mental capability to like.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So with old boy that we talking about right now, I just don't think he had the right mental capacity to form other creations, and you know, and lyrics, and be versatile. You know what I'm saying? He had to resort to like just being in the streets, you know, like people fucking with some hoes. Like, think about how much things you can rap about. Like, I can already name like a couple things Kanye West talks about, for example, about black culture, about what's going on in society, how we can be better as people, and everything. So, and then he also comes around talking that shit, you know what I'm saying? That make you want to go beat a bitch ass. But, you know what I'm saying? And that's just being versatile. That's being, you know what I'm saying? You can go through the paths and be creative, bro. And that's what makes every creator different. That's when you come in and be yourself, you know. And that's what I had to realize.
That's what made Kanye and Drake and all these greats, them.
Yeah, like one of the things that I learned to just live by is like this, bro. Like, you either get 2 choices in life, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You either live life hard by default, you know, or you live life hard intentionally. Yeah. So you got 2 choices. Do you want to live life hard by the norms, or do you want to live life hard by your own means? And what you
do you
want to
make your path like?
Do you want to lay your bricks, or you want to let someone else lay your bricks? You know what I'm saying? You want to walk your path. You know what I'm saying? You want someone else to walk your path. You know what I mean?
That's like see, what I would like to, I feel like that's the thing that we both like kind of connect to, like want to do something for the world. It's like, you know, no disrespect to normal jobs and something like that, because I work a 9 to 5 too, still. So it's like, I'm not talking shit.
Me too, though.
But
and that's
like,
hold on. That's the whole thing about it. Like we're starting from the bottom, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what's gonna create the most character, bro.
Yeah.
Is that we are going through every stage.
Mm-hmm.
We are not missing a stage, probably. We're not missing a stage.
We've been through the bottom. And
we done went through all the little kid shit, and now we're on our grown man shit, going through different careers, getting homes, getting cars, et cetera, et cetera. And now it's like, what else? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's like, okay, now we can we know what it takes to build, and we know it takes hard work, it takes hours, and it's going to take energy. You know what I'm saying? And we learned that doing all that other shit, going to college, playing sports, going to all these jobs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we're building character, and that's what I had to remind myself. You know what I'm saying?
This is one thing, and I want to put it somewhere in the music type shit, but like what I really think about is like the real hustlers is the people going to 9 to 5 jobs. Like, that's my belief. Like, I feel like no disrespect to the gangs, because I ain't trying to get nobody running down on me. But like I use my cousin for example. Like, you know, he's in the streets and shit, and he come in, he you know, he got more money than I ever touched in my life type shit. But my living situation is better type shit. Like, you know, I'm living in a better place. I'm able to go after my shit. But it's like, but you have more money than I ever, like, you showing me the account right now. I was like, I've never seen that much money in my life. Like, bro, if I had that, my life would be different. So, but it's like, but you got that, but you can't do nothing with it because, you know, shit dirty type shit. Like, you can't go buy no house with that. You can't, there's probably ways, but it's like, you ain't able to get there. So, like, to me, I'm like, you know, that's like, it's a real hustle. Like, yeah, it's cool to go sit on the corner and sell.
You're talking about the street people and all that shit. Like, the difference between them and us is like, because I was already on that type of shit. I done that type of shit, bro. It's like the way they live is just fast. You know what I'm saying? And it's so fast that they can't do nothing else, bro. Like, they can't sit here and fucking wait for to get a crib and shit like that, like and save to get a crib, because like you should say, you got a crib and all that. He ain't got a crib or nothing like that. He don't have to pay for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. You got car payments, rent. You know, what if he had all that? Where would that money go then?
But that's my thing. Is like, a lot of those people is like, so basically what I was trying to get at is like, no disrespect to the hustling, but you say you want more, you get on this money. A lot of the people who's in the streets hustling ain't getting money like that. Not to say,
I'm gonna say it like this, bro. If you a real hustler in the streets, bro, your goal is not to stay hustling in the streets. Your goal is to hustle in the streets and move on to bigger and better things.
But
that
a lot of
doesn't have to do
that.
with the streets. And you actually got to come back and fucking pay homage to the streets.
But
and these
a lot of
motherfuckers
people don't
do that shit.
A lot of people ain't on that. They all about this fast money and don't realize, like,
nah, they're selfish. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Ain't nothing wrong with getting fast money, but you don't know how to work with the fast money. You getting the fast money and you fagging off with it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I did. And I'm only saying this shit because I did that shit one time. I fagged off with my shit, and that's my fault.
I mean, it's hard not to when you got that shit.
But I ain't even mad about it because you know exactly.
But all I say is, all I brought up to say is, like, you know, going to work every day and doing something you really hate, but waking up and going there and sitting there, bro. And that slow grind, that's a real hustle, bro. Like, you really gotta do that, give up 40 years of your life type shit for that shit, 60 years really. So all that to say is, like, man, you gotta build with that shit, bro.
Yeah.
And
that's good though, bro, because we kind of went off the topic of politics as we was going back to politics. So let's bring it back a little bit to politics, bro.
Let's bring it back into that.
Because at the end of the day, why I was talking about this, because what we're talking about right now has to do with the politics. It has to do with the culture.
Exactly.
The culture is messed up in America. And as sad as I need to say it, it's so messed up that right now it doesn't look like it's going to return to back to where it was. And the only thing that's going to happen is a new change. And you know what I'm saying? And there's been a lot of talks like that between, you know, candidates like Kennedy or, you know, these other candidates like Vivek and things of that nature, Donald Trump. You know, everyone says it. A new change. We need a new world. Well, not a new world, a new country.
Yeah.
But more importantly, what I want to ask you is, what is your thoughts on like a new change and not being the same old America, being better than what America was 10 years ago into what it could be 10 years from now? Because the election's, you know, about a couple months out. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to know like people's things.
Honestly, I don't think the best change for the country comes with
comes with time.
No, I was gonna say with the government at all. I don't think that's the change because I would have these. So like I'm not super well versed in politics. Like me personally, I like to be in my own world, and I try to stay away from shit that changes my mood. So a lot of times, being into that politics stuff fucks with my mood, so I keep it on my timeline. But one thing I don't like when a lot of people talk about it versus the candidates is like they acting like one side's really better than the other. They're both just as bad.
Yes.
It's like you know, like everybody talk about, oh well, this one's racist, this one's not. It's like they both racist, nigga. But for me,
listen, the race stuff, that's just a psyops.
Yeah, I know.
We're
but
all equal. Let's just shut that down right now.
They both doing that shit. They both are don't have our best interest in it. So I was saying that not to get into that shit, but what I see the best change coming for the country is I think it's something that I've already seen happening. Just like we're talking about trying to build something for better, is more people are realizing, fuck these jobs, fuck this government, fuck all this shit.
Yeah.
Is a smoke screen in my face. I could hop on this computer and learn some skills and free myself from all that shit. So the internet, all that shit. But it's just like, I think it's just the best change for the country is slowly starting to happen. And I just don't think it's the politics at all, because they're in it for themselves. Like,
it's all, I don't like to say this because to me it just seems like it all is politics. Once you really look at life and what it is, it's politics. In more a form of just talking. You know what I'm saying? And because it's like this, bro, like how you say, like you have your own little world and you don't really want to like have it disrupted, basically. But you're only able to have that own little world depending on where you live and what that country is letting you have your own little world. So you having your own little world is, you know, because you're in a place where it allows you to have that own little world.
True, but let me tell you this. If that's the case, if the only reason why I get to have this world and somebody in China or
China, they don't
a third world country, like if all that is based off the government, then isn't the politics the problem? Because another thing, like I'm not my bad, I don't mean to cut you off, but fucking one thing that I look at is like I'm kind of into like well, I don't do the shit, but I like watching shit like that, and I do like learning about the shit, but the little bit of like survivalist stuff, like, so have you ever seen people who go out and like they purposely try to live in nature and shit like that? You know, it's cool that we get to do music and all that shit, but being able to just simply provide for yourself and live a good life is the big thing. And I feel like,
but we can,
not to say I don't like, my bad.
No. What? Because it's going back to what you're saying. Like that's what I'm saying though. Like you can't be able to live that life if there's certain people stopping you from living that life and putting certain things and obstacles in your way to live that life.
But that's why I love everybody's starting to do that shit, because that frees
But that's only in America. You could only do that in America. There's more places. Don't get me wrong. America's just one of the best
let me
places.
say it like this way, like
the best place.
I fucking love America, but fucking we are very privileged in this company to be able to chase something like country. Hey, same thing, really.
That Spike Kitty, boy.
But so fucking the one thing about this country is we're blessed to be able to do things like music and
have
do
our
a
own
podcast,
word, be able to hop on this camera, turn this camera on this podcast, and talk about these topics. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't do this type of shit.
You can't do that anywhere. Like, yeah, even doing this, even just having a life where you don't have to do no type of manual labor to survive. Like, that's the thing. Not like not to get too deep. Like I said, like the survival shit. Like, yeah, none of us have to really hunt and go out and search for our food. But if you watch shit like that, that's what I was like kind of getting at. Those people who are able to provide for themselves and independent on the land. I think
like that's badass. I feel like
it's badass. But if you watch the shit, what I got from it. And seeing how much more thankful they were for everything in their life, and how that was fulfilling in itself. So we're just lucky we're in a point of time where we're past that. We're not fucking living in the forest and shit like that.
But think about it though. When they go get it, they know they don't have to go get it. It's a satisfaction of getting it.
Yeah, well,
going out there knowing that I survived, but there's certain people, you know. There's people who do that.
And I'm not specifically saying those people who go out and do that specifically. I'm just talking about people because there are places in the world like there's contacted tribes that are still living that way where they have. Like so I'm talking about like that. Locations, and a lot of things like when you see these shows when those people go out and do that, they learn kind of this deep appreciation just for life itself and the fulfillment just in getting to that next day.
I mean, how much more happy they probably really are, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And then a lot of people who go contact those uncontacted tribes find they're usually very happy people.
Well, you're living off the land, bro. Like, you really have no, like, you can't rush nothing. Yeah. You just wait till what the land gives you.
You got to do it, and you're happy, and you're grateful that it comes, and every day you wake up is a blessing. So this is to tie it back, because this is a long tangent that I brought it to get with something. There's some type of structure in their little clans, but there's no overbearing government telling you can't do this, you can't do that. It's just their group of people decide their rules, and they work off of it. And as long as your fist don't hit the tip of my nose, do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Though, because what you're talking about in those little villages and little tribes and
I'm just using that as an example.
Those people chose to be like that.
A lot of them don't. A lot of them born in it. They're uncontracted. They don't even know about the real world.
Yeah, but do you think that's because it goes back to being taught? Yeah. The people before them were like, we don't want to be a part of that world. They know. They trust. They know about that. There's someone who knows about it and probably isn't telling them, but someone knows. They're like, oh yeah, there's
a little bit now that they get in contact.
In 2023, we have seen the whole earth. We've been around the whole world. They've seen. They know. They know there's the white man, and the white man got some whole crazy shit.
Yeah, like, they got some crazy shit, but they don't know the extent. They don't even understand. Yeah. They don't even understand what a fucking McDonald's burger is.
Yeah,
bro.
You're right though.
Type shit. So, but like the only reason why I brought that up is not to like compare their lives to ours, but that's why I'm saying I feel like that's where the fix comes, is because a lot of those people, they have a little group. They have their group. They have their little tribe. Just like we're a tribe now, type shit. We're a family. So you got everybody should have their little village, whether it's your friends, your family, whatever. So they work within that, and then they live life, and they're happy, and they're independent. So that's how we started with government. I'm kind of just saying, I love the fact where people are going more independent. So even we're lucky we're not in those times, and we're not an uncontacted tribe and got to hunt for our food every day.
It probably would be better, honestly.
It might be better, but also it's nice that people have the opportunity to be live in a world where they don't have to do that. And part of that is in due fact to the government with the United States of America. But at the end of the day, there would be no government without the people. Type shit. So the government.
Listen, but that's not true.
Who would you govern if you didn't have 300 million people here?
Well, okay, in that sense, yeah. If we're talking about in the whole world,
but the government didn't invent all these cars.
One
dude invented it. This person didn't invent. Like the government didn't do this.
But there's always been people in history that came and took over areas and conquered areas and said no, like people who were bad people with bad intentions. Yeah. How do you think America was made? It was colonized, bro. Yeah. They came and took this land.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing that's happening Israel. You know what I'm saying? They took that land. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So why do you think we're so nice with them? Because they're fucking both colonizers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand where the mindset is at. Like, these people came and took shit. There was already people here living off the land.
Exactly. There was a lot of people doing that.
So, and they made it to something that was bad, and then they changed it. And then it's now going to something that is bad again.
Yeah, it's falling into it.
It's going back to, I said. It's going back to something different, though. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what you said. What do you think the better for, like, America is? I think everybody becoming a little bit more independent is what's going to make this country better. Because, like, yes, no hate to the government. I love the government. The government, it has allowed our lives to be this good type shit, you know. So, but it's at a point now where I think the best thing is for them to start giving up a little bit of their reins. And I think that's going to be, I hopefully, this is what I hope for our lifetime is we start to see that happen a little bit more, because the government is a good thing because it looks out for us and it unites us on a bigger front, makes us stronger. But the reason why people say shit's getting so bad is because they're overstepping on a lot of the shit that they put out. Like, honestly, bro, like, a lot of people who are, like, really depressed and scared about shit, they be on their phones all day and they be seeing a lot of the shit, not just, the government is one of the biggest perpetrators. They're pushing out all this propaganda and shit, but it's just all over the internet. And a lot of times you just cut yourself off of that, you're better off. And I feel like a lot of people, like, just being more, like, my whole thing is, like, just being more independent. I feel like us getting more independence individually is going to help the country as a whole, because we're not going to be on all this little bullshit and worrying about shit that doesn't matter and wasting our money on other shit. Like, we're the richest country of the world. Why we got people in debt? Why we got people that's going homeless? Why we got this? Why we got that? And then, shit, you want to talk about, like, how I was talking about uncontacted tribes. They ain't got no homeless people. They all in the group type
they
shit.
all homeless. Shit.
And, yeah, technically, but, like, it's like, but yeah, and if somebody got wrong, like, yeah, they got their structures. They deal with that person, you do something wrong. Type shit, you deal with it, and then everybody looks out for each other. So I just feel like everybody become more individual and starting to learn their own side hustles, whether it's music, videography, doing podcasting. Like,
but see, that's
anything.
the thing, though. America is the only place that really gives you that opportunity, that biggest opportunity to do what you're just saying. Create the podcast, make the music, and all that.
Well, yeah, but that's just because we're in a more modern world as well. Type shit. And yeah,
that
like,
we created, like you said, that man created.
Exactly, that man created. And then, like, yeah, so, like, that's the thing, like, government is good, but one, if they had a little bit less government in those countries where they couldn't all those people be doing the same thing we were? It's not like the people aren't letting the data and the knowledge get transferred. It's the government stopping that.
Exactly.
So it's a good and bad, because they're allowing us to do a lot of shit, but they're also not allowing a lot of, and especially in a lot of other places, not just here in America, they're not allowing their people to reach the full potential type shit. So it's like having that balance, and that's why I think
so more or less, it's like you think people should just start pursuing their full potential.
Yeah, and
don't settle for less.
Exactly.
Is what you're trying to say.
Don't just settle for the standard.
No matter what, because you can be a 9-to-5 worker and be the best 9-to-5 worker you can be.
If that's what you want to do, but if that's not what you want to do, then you shouldn't be, like, not to say you shouldn't be working that job, because that's not what I want to do, and I'm working a fucking 9-to-5. But that shouldn't be the end all be all for you, and that's what I think.
But honestly, if you want it to be, and you're happy and you're being a good citizen, go right ahead.
That's the thing. No problem with it type shit. Like,
you just want to live with your family and have a girlfriend and grow and have kids
and do that shit and live
on me, bro. Yeah. That is the best way to live.
Probably. A lot of times, I wish I was like that. Like,
exactly,
I wish I
because it's simple. You don't want to always run out and do shit and have to do shit. Feel like you have to do shit. Like, that's my problem. You know, I want to always keep going. And keep moving.
I'm like,
sometimes
shit,
I gotta be like, hold up.
Yeah.
Chill out. Like, you know what I'm saying? You 23. Chill out.
Yeah, you got time, but it's like, yeah, it sucks. It's a blessing and a curse, because it, like, sucks, because you like, yeah, I'm chilling. Like, shit, if we go back to your friend with the music and shit, like, how, like, doing it is hard. It's like, I'm at a point right now, I got a really good job. I'm comfortable. I'm able to afford the shit that I want to, because I've worked hard for it. And then going into the music, now it's kind of like, because a lot of that shit, I just changed the subject whole completely, but a lot of the shit is a lot more negative, so it's like it's hard to find something to talk about when you're doing shit like that. Sometimes you just gotta learn how to say the happy shit in a cool way that makes people feel the same.
At the end of the day, the whole point of what he's trying to say is just everyone just needs to find their full potential and go for it. Don't settle for less. If you feel like that you need to go there, go that way. Go that way. As long as it's not hurting you or anyone else, go ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Your mom, your dad. You know, we all struggle with that. But if your heart tells you to do something, go do it. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, and that's what we're doing right now.
You said it perfectly, bro. You said it better than I ever could.
So really, I want to switch up the conversation because we're gonna wrap it up here in a second. But I want to ask you, okay, so we kind of already understand how you're thinking and all that. So what I want to say is, like, what do you see now for you in, like, the future? So really, you're at, let's be realistic, we're both at the bottom, both here. So, like, where do you see now, you know, because you got a few videos up on the tube. I got a few videos up on the tube. And, like, where do you see this going and what we can do? Because I feel like we can really, like, make something happen if we just really stick to it and, like, push ourselves in all areas of life, work, fitness, finance, fucking creation, you know what I'm saying? In all areas, you know, because, you know what I mean? So, like, where do you see yourself? You know what I'm saying? In like about a year. We don't want to look too far, but like, you know, in about, you know, just the near future that's coming up. You know what I'm saying?
In a year, I see myself doing a lot more numbers, and it just comes down to just being more consistent because besides numbers, though, we know we're gonna make the numbers, but like, what are we gonna do to get the numbers? Like, how does it? Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot of work. Like, my big thing right now is learning content. Like, I'm trying to. I've been studying.
What hits?
Yeah, exactly. Like, so like, as far as what I see, like, you know, like, numbers wise, like, career wise, I see doing a lot more numbers. What that entails is me learning more about the craft. So I love music, and I done obsessed over it for years. And I've learned everything about it. Learn how to produce, learn how to master, learn how to engineer, learn how to write, you know, type shit. But now to get to that next level, I'm already able to make that good music that, you know, people at the top make. So what's the difference is, like, don't know who I am.
By the way, his songs are in all my intros of my videos, so
appreciate that.
And the links are at the bottom in the description below. So
yes, sir.
Go listen to my
check it out. Go
Big
listen
Brother
to it.
shit,
Just
bro.
drop the tape and another one coming soon.
Exactly, man.
But what the next year looks like for me is that same deep dive I did.
Because remember too, we about to end 2023, so more or less the end of this year going in for the next year too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's content, bro. It's just studying. That same deep dive I did into music to learn everything to be able to make music to the level I made is I got to learn how to connect with the people. You know, whether that's like through TikTok, through YouTube, it's like
through this podcast.
Through this is like to get people to everybody who's big, you're not just attached to them for what they do. Like, yeah, all these artists are fucking big, but like, yeah, you like Drake because he makes cool songs, but people who really like Drake, they like his personality. They like the way he moves. They like the way he dresses. Same thing with Drake Cole. You like the shit he talks about. You like the way his life is. Oh, like a lot of people like J. Cole like to be up in the cut, not doing no shit because J. Cole like that. He's hoop type shit, you know. So it's like I have to find that way to express myself outside of my music, and I feel like that's the main focus going into the next year because that's only gonna add to the music and make the music better.
Yeah. So you just like, bro, you just gotta keep being you, bro. You just gotta keep making the music you love and say fuck what these other motherfuckers is making. I'm gonna make what I love, and it's gonna touch somebody in somewhere, regardless, you know, because there ain't no cap in this rap.
There's not.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And be able to touch somebody and just, you know, learn how to do it in a way that people are gonna like, but also, you know, I seen something about Drake talking about it, like when he was dissing Joe Budden type shit. He's talking about, I was making that bar shit, but then I was in the club and that shit don't hit, and it feels good to have people sing your song. So he's like finding that medium. So it's like, you know, finding that medium for me where it's like I'm saying what I want to say and I'm fully expressing myself, but putting it in a way that you're gonna enjoy it, you're gonna be entertained by it, you're gonna feel something from it, type shit, and you can play it with your windows down or roll around, but and not being like, oh shit, I'm listening to some weak shit. Let me roll my window, you know. So,
let me roll my window,
but that's, you know, that's it. That's just the main focus is just learning to express myself in all facets and let people see me because I'm you know, now I'm at the edge of town. I'm like, yeah, I'm in my own corner. Like, don't nobody know where I stay. I'm doing my shit, got my studio. Like, life's good, like, type shit. So it's like, how do I, you know, express that to other people and, you know, talk about some of the shit that we talked about earlier, like, you know, the way the culture is, like, the shit that I would want to see changed. And, you know, and this next, you know, the end of this year going into next year, that's going to be a big building block on getting me to those long 10-year, 20-year goals of the impact that I really want to have, because I know you want to have a lot of impact, but that shit's going to take these next 10 years to build it, to be able to,
whole life.
Yeah, to be able to come out and be like, and that's another thing about the money too. It's like, I don't just want the money to blow it. Like, you can't make a lot of changes without money, sadly. Like, you can, not saying you need it, but to build up, like, that's part of the career is like, get that money so you can go make a change. So I can be like, oh yeah, these kids don't got clothes for school. Psst, get them whatever they want, like fill up their wardrobe and be able to go do that on a mass scale to like talking like cities, you know, type shit. Yeah. Like being able to do that, being able to. One thing I fucking about Vegas that I don't like, but I feel like we're starting to get is there's no like really culture and like city pride. Like anybody from LA gonna tell you, oh, I'm from LA, I'm from New York, I'm from Chicago, type shit. Vegas don't really got that.
Well, shit, maybe we could just bring that vibe to it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you know that's like that's bigger shit that I'm trying to build, because I feel like that's what makes not only just us better, but our community better. Yeah. And the people be like, oh, okay, these people are doing like what they need to be doing.
So then, what you're creating, like, what are you gonna create? Almost like, what have you been working on creating to make this happen, to where we can probably get into more of like the communities and stuff, or like what have you been brainstorming? Can you give any?
So my big dream, this is, you know, hopefully it don't take
this is long. All dreams, you're saying?
Yeah, well, it's gonna happen. So, but the big goal, which is the long-term goal, hopefully, you know, it should pop up before then, it don't take as long. But, you know, this is 10-20 year goals. Is I want to start off with like almost like some Nipsey shit, like how he had that little strip mall, but I want to do it on a bigger level. I want to have like the Fantasy Factory for music, but then around that build up a place for the community. Like I used to fuck with Chance the Rapper and shit, and like people from Chicago hella when I was growing up. And one thing that I thought was cool about out there is they all had after school programs where they would go to, like, that's how Chance and I don't think Chief Keef as much, like Vic Mensa, like other artists from Chicago, they all got to meet each other and know each other, because everybody after school is going to the theater to see the rap battle, or see this, or see people, like, so I want to have that, like, there's no space, at least that I know of out here, where like the kids could go after school and who are pursuing music have like a scene type shit, have a place where they could go with other like-minded people, whether it's music, art, you know, fashion, whatever it is, because that's the thing, music is my thing, but everything connects. Like through music, you can throw a show and have food. So now you could bring, like, I would love to have some restaurants and that shit. Everybody want to be fresh for their video. I cut hair, so boom, let me get a barbershop. Let me get a clothing shop. Let me try to do some shit and really have like a spot where the community could go, where they feel safe and feel like they can express themselves fully.
Yeah, I think you'll do that, brother.
And build that. So that's like my big vision. Like I would love to have fucking big ass lot type shit with the big studio warehouse in the middle, and then wrapped around like if you go to Chinatown, they got these big plazas and it's dope. Like they hold, like that's the community right there. Like down like at the Shanghai Plaza and all the different plazas down in Chinatown.
But you know how we're gonna be able to get to that point, right? Is, you know, as you know, back to politics a little bit. Yeah. You know, as we all as people, we come together and we make a change on what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so I'm glad we got to have this little conversation though, bro, about all this. You know, and there's a lot more still to discuss.
There's a ton,
but you know, you feel me? It's getting late out here. You know what I'm saying? We got work tomorrow. We got to go handle business. So
facts.
Man, so I appreciate your time, brother.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you,
love man. You, bro. I'm glad we linked
too,
up,
man.
bro. I'm glad that we came together and we. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how we came together, it's a good thing we came together. You know what I'm saying? So, if y'all stayed this long, I appreciate y'all, bro. Tune in for the next show, the Knife Talk podcast, where we talk about all the cutthroat topics, man, that nobody else wants to talk about. We're going to see you on the next one, bro. Deuces.